Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game 3 of the 1975 National League Championship Series, as determined by Inside Pitch and the PC Replay game that was doing the simming of all the games that weren't played on the Game of the Week. And we have the Phillies and the Reds. This is Game 3. First two were in Cincinnati, and the teams split. Reds taking the first game, Phillies taking the second game. The next three games, if necessary, well, at least two of them will be, but if all three are necessary, they will be here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Game 3 starters, Tom Underwood for the Phillies and Jack Billingham for the Reds. Game 4 starters, it'll be Dick Ruthven for the Phillies, and it will be Fred Norman for the Reds. And if it goes to a Game 5, we'll be back to Game 1 starters with Steve Carlton against Don Gullett. All right, there you see the benches and the bullpens for both teams. And we are just about ready to go. I think everything is in place where I would like it. See the running board here for the outfield advancement on base hits. See what the factors are for that for both teams. And so I think we're about ready to go. Got our dice right here. I don't have a powder blue dice for the Phillies, but really at home, the Phillies don't wear powder blue. They're all red and white. So I didn't want to use a red D20 because that's more like Cincinnati. So since Philly has a little bit of blue in it, went ahead and used this one. All right. I think we are ready to go. Tom Underwood will be facing Pete Rose to start things off here in Philadelphia. Give one final check and make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. I think it is. The only problem I might have to fit everything in is this one little corner right where my finger is. If a die ends up over here, I'll move it, but that's the only place that looks like a dead zone. Everything else seems like it will show up pretty well. You can see where the infield, got the line score, the number of outs, and the infield positioning, the lineups, benches, and bullpens, and the running factor, and the ballpark. So hopefully everything's in good stead. We shall see. The only chart I will probably have to show, if at all, is the rare play chart. So if there are no rare plays, then there shouldn't be any need to show any charts, which means hopefully there won't be any problem with the phone getting out of focus. But we won't know that until it's actually uploaded and shown. All right, so here's Pete Rose. Lead things off against Underwood. 1-1, going straight to the ballpark car on the very first play. Veterans Stadium. 1-5, and a rare play. Right on the first, I mentioned might not have any rare plays on the very first play of the game. We get a rare play. Go figure. All right, rare play with bases empty. And we get a 51. Rare play, bases empty, 51. Slow roll to second, who bobbles. Error, ground ball, boots ball, then throws wild, ET, to first. Resolved by rolling against the second base error rate once for each error chance. Okay, so Dave Cash's error chance is a 6. So we first have to roll on the error check to see if he bobbles it. That could be error number 1. And then a second error check to see if he throws it away. So that's what's going to happen here on this one. This is basically a State Farm discount double check on this error. So first error check is Cash. Cash needs this to be a 7 or higher. It is. So there's no error on the bobble. Now let's check an error on the throw. And that's a 9, so there's no error on the throw. So Cash will make the play all the way around. And I do believe it just says, yep, so there's nothing going on there. It's just an out. So tough chance for Dave Cash, but he handles it well, and there's one away. And Pete is retired. I'm going to bring up Joe Morgan, lefty on lefty. 3-6 is a blank. We go to Joe Morgan. 3-2, and that is a single to center field for Joe Morgan. Little Joe, a one-out single, and he's always looking to run. His attempt is a 6, -1 from Underwood, makes it a 5. Can't get the jump. He will stand pat. Infield is now halfway for Johnny Bench. 4-4, and that's a strikeout chance. That's a 1. He's gone. Struck him out. So Johnny Bench out on strikes for out number 2. Infield can now go back to normal for Tony Perez. Morgan will again get the chance to get a jump. He does not. Underwood's holding him close. Underwood to Perez, 1-4. Pitcher result And against a righty, that's a 1-19 for an S1, but that's a 20. Wow. You think that'd be almost automatic? Well, it would have been 95% of the time, but this is one of the 5%ers. Well, it's not going to be automatic, so Perez will have to earn it on his own. 6-2, he does not. He star 5s fly to center, put away by Maddox, and the inning is over. So Tom Underwood pitches around the leadoff single to Joe Morgan. For the Reds, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the first here at the Vet. It is Cincinnati nothing, and Philadelphia will be coming to bat. On the mound for the Reds will be Jack Billingham, a right-hander. And leading things off for the Phillies will be Dave Cash. Who made that tough play to start the ball game. Billingham, 2-6 as a blank. We go to Cash. 1-6, that's a power result to right field. Against a right-hander, he needs 13 or less. That's an 11. The 11 is going to be a double for Dave Cash, 4-12. So Dave Cash hits a leadoff double to get things going for the Phillies. Sparky can't be happy about that. That'll bring up Larry Boa. Nothing on the strategy. Billingham, 1-2. Another blank. We go to Boa. 4-5, and that against a right-hander is a fly to right field. Would have been a double against a lefty, but against a righty, it's a fly to right for out number 1. Question is, can Cash move up? Griffey's arm is a 0. To go from second to third on a fly to right, you lose 1. So he comes a 2. So 1-2, he'll make it. And he will. So Cash will take third. That's a big play. Gets him at third base with less than 2 outs. And now the Reds have a decision to make. Do you bring the infield in early against Mike Schmidt? I think they will. I think they want to make sure they don't give up a cheap run. So the infield is coming in. It's coming in dangerous with Mike Schmidt at the plate to play in, but that's just what that's a 20. So chance of a pickoff or balk. 1's a balk, 2's a pickoff. That's a 20 again, so nothing happening. Billingham to Schmidt. 2-4, and that is a possible error. Go to Schmidt. That is a 4-2. It's a liner to short. That's a 13. That was a 13 there. 13, so Concepcion's error rating is only a 6, so no error there. The liner to short could be a double play with the runner at third. Now, if the runner been at second, the double play would have been much more likely. But with the runner at third, maybe not as much. Had the runner been at second, a line drive to short would have been a 2 or a 3 for a double play. With the runner on third, a line drive to short is no double play chance at all. So they avoided the potential double play there, but Schmidt hit it hard, but right at Concepcion for out number 2. Now it's up to the bull, Greg Luzinski. 20 again, so another 1 for a balk, 2 for a pickoff. That's a 20. This thing just keeps coming up 20 all the time for whatever. Maybe it's loaded. Here's Billingham. 1-4, that is a strikeout chance to a righty, and that's a 1. So this time it didn't come up as a 20, it came up as a 1. And Luzinski is out on strikes to end the inning. So nothing doing there. For the Phillies, they get that leadoff double, but nothing becomes of it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. At the end of 1 from the Vet, it's no score here in Game 3 of the 1975 NLCS pivotal Game 3, because the loser of this one has to deal with being down 2-1 and having to win the last 2. So pressure is on in a 5-game series. Game 3 is pivotal. Yeah, can't even say it right. Pivotal. Okay, yes, I did speak English and I did go to public school. All right, here is George Foster against Underwood. 3-3, a blank to a righty. Would have been a walk plus to a lefty. Foster 4-5, and that is a liner to third. So all kinds of line drives being hit, but that one's right to Schmidt. And there's 1 away. So 1 down for Dave Concepcion. Underwood 2-1 is a strikeout chance. 1 got him. So 2 down right away. And that's going to bring up Ken Griffey, lefty on lefty matchup with Underwood. 6-1 is a strikeout chance, and that's another one. So, boy, the one is this thing is either coming up 20 or 1, seems like most of the time. And it just depends on what number you need as to whether you like it or not. For the Reds, 3 up and 3 down, nothing happening. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Due up for the Phillies, it'll be Dick Allen, Jay Johnstone, and Gary Maddox. Jay Johnstone, the left-handed version of the platoon with Mike Anderson. So in Game 4, when the lefty Norman is on the mound, they will be using Mike Anderson and benching Jay Johnstone. Billingham, 5-6, a walk chance, 14. Will definitely walk him. So Dick Allen draws a leadoff walk. Not really a big a threat to steal. He's got a 1 for an opportunity. No chance there. Here comes Jay Johnstone. The infield is halfway for the double play. Billingham, 2-4. That's a possible error. Johnstone, 1-4. Fly to right field. That's a 9. Griffey's error rating is an 8, so he makes that play barely. But he does make it, and that's out number 1. Must have lost it in the lights and then recovered at the last minute. All right, strategy roll again. Nothing happening. Billingham to Maddox. 3-4, and that's a strikeout chance. 5, he got him. So Maddox is out on strikes. 2 down. Infield back to normal. For the catcher, Johnny Oates. That's a 20. It did come up as a 20. It may not have shown because it went in that little corner there. It is a 20. So 1's a balk, 2's a pickoff. It's a 1, so he's going to balk. Dick Allen will move to second on the balk. Balk to Billingham. And now that opens up first base for, you could walk Oates intentionally and pitch to Underwood. And I think that's what they're going to do. They're not going to risk it with 2 outs. They don't want to give up a 2-out single to a position player with the pitcher on deck. So they're going to walk Oates intentionally and pitch to Underwood. Nothing on the strategy. Billingham to Underwood. 2-3 is a blank. We go to Underwood's card. He is a right-hander. Even though he's a lefty pitcher, he bats right-handed. 4-1. It's a power result to center field. Goes up to a 10. That's a 2. That's going to be a single. Single to center field for Tom Underwood. So maybe the strategy backfires there. Underwood singles. Let's see if Allen can score. We'll look at our outfield results right here in the upper right-hand corner. Second to home on a single to center, you gain 1. So Allen's a 3. You gain 1, makes him a 4. There are 2 outs, makes him a 5. Anything other than a 6, he will score. He does. So he scores. He will score. Oates has to hold at second because to go from first to third on a single to center, you lose 2. Drops him to a 0. 2 outs makes him a 1, but that was a 2. So he can't go anywhere, but the run does score. Dick Allen does score. And so that balk comes into play. And a 2-out single by the pitcher, Tom Underwood. Go figure. Sparky can't be happy about that. It's 1-0 Phillies. And here comes Dave Cash. He doubled his first time up. 4-5, and that's a blank. We go to Cash's card. 4-1, it's a fly to right field. Griffey puts it away to end the inning. But the Phillies, thanks to an RBI single from Tom Underwood, take a 1-0 lead after 2 complete. For the Phillies, a run. They do it on just the 1 hit. There were 2 walks in the inning. 1 was intentional. No errors, and they left 2 on base. So we go to the third. 1-0 Phils. And due up for the Reds, it'll be Cesar Geronimo, Jack Billingham, and Pete Rose. So Geronimo in there to face Underwood. 4-2, that's a strikeout chance. 15 is going to be too high. He's only an 11. Plus 3 is a 14, but that's a 15. So again, my public school math comes into play. Geronimo 3-4 is a ground ball to short, and Boa makes the play. 1 down. For the pitcher, Jack Billingham, not a very good hitter. at 108. Underwood 4-1 is a hit by pitch, and Underwood's a +3, but that's a 20, so no hit by pitch. Billingham will swing it 2-2, and that's a liner right to first base. Hauled in by Dick Allen for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down, and here comes Pete Rose. Grounded to Cash his first time up. 5-4, and that's a walk chance. 20, though, is too high. Go to Rose. 2-3, it's a star 3, which is a ground ball to Boa at short, and that's going to end the inning. So again, 3 up, 3 down. Big Red Machine not running on all cylinders right now. They have not done anything against Underwood, and it's 1-0 still as we go to the bottom of the third. Due up for the Phillies, it will be Larry Boa. Boa flew to right his first time up. 4-4, and that's a possible error on a throw. Go to Boa. 3-4, and that is a liner to third, so no throw necessary. Rose just snags it for out number 1. That'll bring up Michael Jack Schmidt. 1-4, strikeout chance. 1, got him. 2 down. A lot of strikeout results with the 1 has come up on the D20, so those batters have been left out, hanging out to dry when that happens. So 2 down for the Bull, Greg Luzinski. Struck out his first time up, I believe on a 1 on the D20. That is a 1-1, which is a blank. Go to Luzinski. 2-2, and against the right-hander, it's a ground ball right back to Billingham to end the inning. Very easy 1-2-3 inning for Billingham. Nothing doing for the Phils. 3 innings are in the books here at the Vet. It's still Philadelphia 1 and the Reds nothing. Joe Morgan leads off for the Reds, trying to get the Big Red Machine going. Morgan singled his first time up. 5-2 is a walk, and he will walk this time. So, again, Morgan reaches base, and he's looking to run. He needs a 5 or less to get the jump. He does, so he will get the jump. 17, -3, though, is a 14. And then Oates, as a catcher, is a -1 again, so that's going to be a 13. 1-13, Joe Morgan will steal it. And he's in there. Stolen base, Joe Morgan. Stolen base. So he's in scoring position. No throwing area, has to have a 1 or a 2. Stratomatic, it's a 1, 2, or 3, but an inside pitch is just a 1 or a 2, so the 3 is no throwing error, in case you were curious. Sometimes I get those mixed up. I got to make sure when I'm playing multiple games that I get the right rules for the right thing. So here comes Johnny Bench. Well, first of all, strategy roll again. Nothing happening. Underwood to bench. 2-3, blank. We go to Bench's card. 3-3. It's a single to center field by Bench. On the base running, single to center on Philadelphia's defense is an overall 0 because of the -1 arm from, or -2 arm from Maddox, rather. So it's a 0. So in order to score, Morgan will need a 4 or less. And he does. So Morgan will score on the single from Johnny Bench, and the Reds are on the board. RBI single from Johnny Bench scores Morgan. Ties the game at 1. Just that quickly. Infield now halfway for the double play. Here is Underwood to Perez. 6-5. That's a walk plus, so they will walk Tony Perez. And now Underwood running into a little bit of trouble. Went through the first 3 innings pretty much unscathed, but fourth inning is proven to be difficult for him. Nothing on the strategy. Foster certainly not bunting. Whoops, Suadice. Let's re-roll that again. The red die went somewhere else. Let's try that again. 4-3, and that's a blank, so we go to Foster's card. 1-1, it's a fly to left. That's out number 1. Bench has to stay put. Well, wait a minute. Let's double check that. Bench is a 3. You lose 3 going from second to third on a fly to left, but Luzinski's a +1 arm, so the actual total is a 1. He can make it with a 1. He does not, so he will hold. Foster is out. One away, and that brings up Concepcion. Nothing on the strategy. Underwood, 3-3 is a blank to a right-hander, so we go to Concepcion. 3-3 again. It's a single to right field. Whoops, wrong button. Hit the wrong thing there. Single to right field. And on a single to right field with Philadelphia in the field to score from home, it's a 0. So bench is a 3, so it needs a 3 or less to score. And he does, so he will score. And Perez has a chance to move up. He's a 2. And going from first to third, you gain 1, makes him a 3. So 1 to 3, he can move up. He does not. He has to hold at second base. But the RBI single from Concepcion puts the Reds in the lead. As bench crosses the plate, it's now Cincinnati 2 and Philadelphia 1. And here comes the big red machine. Ken Griffey, your batter. Nothing on the strategy. Underwood, 4-2, and that is a strikeout chance against the lefty. That's an 11. He strikes out as a 9, but the stadium adds 3, so it will be a strikeout. So Veteran Stadium calls Griffey that strikeout, and here comes Concepcion. I'm sorry, Geronimo. And the infield is back now since there's 2 outs. 3-6 is a blank, so we go to Geronimo. 2-5, star 5. That's going to be a fly to center, put away by Maddox to end the inning, but damage done. Cincinnati Reds take the lead with 2 runs here in the 4th. And they do it on 2 hits. No errors and 2 left. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-1 Cincinnati. As the situation has changed in this game. Leading off for the Phillies, try to get things back in their favor, is Dick Allen. Allen walked and scored the only run of the game for the Phillies in the second inning rather. 6-5 is a strikeout chance. 15 is going to get him. So Dick Allen is out of there on strikes. 1 down for Jay Johnstone. Billingham, 2-6 blank. We go to Johnstone. 1-5 is a single to left field for Jay Johnstone. He will single. That puts the infield at double play depth for Gary Maddox. Johnstone's attempt is a 1. Nothing happening. Here's Billingham to Maddox. 2-2. Strikeout chance. 16, though, too much. Go to Maddox. 4-1. Fly to center. That's out number 2. 2 down. Now the infield can go back to its normal depth for Johnny Oates. Strategy roll again. Nothing happening. Billingham to Oates. 5-1. Walk chance. That's a 6, so he will walk him. So they walk Oates, and now they're going to pitch to Underwood, who did have an RBI single his last time up. So we've seen this movie too, and nothing's guaranteed. Underwood did get that base hit last time. 20, so a chance of a balk or a pickoff. Nope, everybody gets back. So Billingham to Underwood. 1-1's a blank. We go to Underwood's card. 6-3, it's a ground ball to Rose at third. He will just throw to first to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Phils. They got a couple of guys on, but couldn't make anything out of it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 5th. It is 2-1 Cincinnati. Still clinging to that lead. Underwood will now face the pitcher Billingham to start the 5th. 2-2. He's not tired, so there's no single there. Billingham, 2-2, lines it to first. Dick Allen right there. That's the second time he's done that. He's lined to Dick Allen twice. Had to have been the same result because that's the only L3 on his card. So we've hit 2-2 twice on Jack Billingham. So 1 away for Pete Rose. He's grounded to second and grounded to short. Underwood, 4-2, blank to a switch hitter batting right-handed. Pete Rose, 1-2. It's against a lefty. He flies to right field. Would have been a double against the right-hander. But against the lefty, he flies to right for out number 2. Brings up Joe Morgan. He's reached base twice, singled and walked. Stole a base and scored. 4-6, going to the ballpark card. Veteran Stadium. Last time we went there, we had a rare play. 4-3, that's a 20 there, it got in the corner. 3-4 rather. 3-4 is another rare play. It's the second time we've hit the ballpark chart, and it's the second time we had a rare play with the bases empty. Very interesting. Get a 34. 34 says, inside pitch possibly hits batter in the elbow, resolved like a hit by pitch, and if the batter is hit, check for injury. Otherwise, just a ball and repitch. Okay. So his hit by pitch is a 3. He's a 3, so it's a 6 or less. It's a hit by pitch. He does get plunked. So Morgan gets plunked. Now we got to check for injury. He could have to come out of the game. So Morgan's injury factor is a 2. And on the injury chart, he has to have a 1 to stay in the game. Anything else, he is going to be out of there. And he could miss multiple games. So let's see. It's a 6. He's going to, let's see, re-roll on 3. So we go to chart number 3. We get a 5. And that's a game plus 1d20. So that's it. And Joe Morgan is gone for the series. He is out of there for the series. The Reds will have to bring on somebody else on the roster for future games. But Joe Morgan is out not only for the series, but if they make it to the World Series, he is out also. So Joe Morgan hit by the pitch, and Sparky is not happy whatsoever. Joe Morgan will have to leave. In fact, we will need a new pinch runner for Morgan. Who's going to play second base? Is it going to be Doug Flynn? Probably. Could be Darrell Chaney. But I think with the lefty on the mound, they're going with Doug Flynn. So Doug Flynn will pinch run, stay in the game to play second base. So the Reds will have to go to another infielder to fill out that roster for games 4 and possibly game 5. So the hit by pitch was crucial. Flynn is your new second baseman. And Morgan is out of there. All right, Johnny Bench is up. Reds are fuming at this. They may be coming back to look at one of the Philly batters. We'll see if there's retaliation or not. Underwood, 4-4, strikeout chance 19, too much. Go to bench. 2-6, ground ball to third. Schmidt fields it, throws to first, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, the man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 2-1 Reds, but they take a major blow by not having Joe Morgan anymore. So Flynn is your new second baseman. In this game, we'll see what happens. They may use Chaney in game 4 with the righty on the mound for the Phillies. So we'll see how it plays out. But again, the Reds and Sparky are not happy about it. Let's see if Billingham, if they've gotten Billingham maybe to go old school and do a little headhunting. We shall see. Leading off will be Dave Cash for the Phillies. Let's see, everything looks pretty good on the focus as far as I can tell, even though the charts were there. All right, here is Cash. Billingham, 4-2, range play. Cash, 1-2. 1-2 is a fly to left field. Range of left fielder Foster is a 5. And he will make the catch easily for out number 1. So Cash hit to the wrong spot. If you can hit to the outfield and look for a range play, you better hit it to right field where Griffey is, because Geronimo and Foster are going to run most stuff down. Here's Boa. That's a 2 there. I don't know if it got hidden. 2-1 is a home run question mark. Only a 1-2, but that is a 2. So Boa has a chance for a home run, but it has to be a 1. Nope, no home run, but he does get to swing. 1-6, ground ball to third. Pete Rose is there, 2 down. So 2 up and 2 down, and that's going to send it to Mike Schmidt. I have to revisit this injury thing. I might just say that he's injured for this series, and he could come back for the World Series. But it was like 11-something games. So since it's a playoff and not a regular season, I'm not sure how to handle that. I'm thinking after each series, everything resets, or that's the way it probably should be. So I don't know. I'll have to think about that, mull on that. Here's Billingham, 5-3, and that's a strikeout chance, and Schmidt is gone to end the inning. So 1-2-3 inning. Go the Phillies. And 5 innings are complete from the vet, and it's still 2-1 Cincinnati. Phillies bullpen now starting to stir a bit, as Underwood has kind of struggled. Underwood has faced 21 batters. He can face 27, so he's still okay. But you do have a series of right-handers coming up. Let's look at their bullpen and see if there's anybody there that we might want to go to. With their bullpen, except for the McGraw and Garber, the rest of their bullpen, and Hingeldorf is pretty good too, Horner. But Twitchell and Schuler, the other two right-handers aside from Garber, are not very good at all. But I think they're going to go to Schuler. They're going to go to Ron Schuler. And his job basically is just to pitch this 6th inning. That's what they want him to do. Make it through the 6th. Pitch the 1 inning, then they'll pinch hit for him after that. So no double switch or anything like that. Actually, Luzinski's the next man up, so it's a while before he gets there. So he could pitch 2 innings if he's effective. First things first, Perez. 5-5 is a blank. We go to Perez. 6-5, that's a fly to center. Maddox puts it away. 1 down. Brings up George Foster. Schuler, 2-3, walk chance, but a 20 is going to not make that happen. So we go to Foster, 6-5, star 6, it's another fly to center. Maddox is there again, 2 up and 2 down for Concepcion. 6-5, and that's a strikeout chance, but 20 is too high. Concepcion, 3-2, it's a grounder to third. Schmidt is there, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for Schuler. So he will certainly come back for the 7th inning because he went 1-2-3 here in the 6th. Although lefties are coming up for the Reds, so they may go to the lefty out of the bullpen. They might go to Hingeldorf in the bottom of the 7th, or Horner, because they got the 2 lefties. They got lefties coming up, so that could happen. All right, bottom of the 6th we go. Still 2-1 Cincinnati. Greg Luzinski steps to the plate against Billingham. 6-5 strikeout chance, 3 got him. Obviously, he is not tired, so no worry about a strikeout there. He can face 27 batters. He has faced, now that was batter 22. Billingham, 1-6. Range play. We go to Dick Allen's card for a range check. 3-1's a fly to right. Ken Griffey's range, though, is only a 2. So 1-2, he makes this catch. He does not. Is it a single or a double? It's only a 1, so it's a single for Dick Allen. 1 out single for Dick Allen. And let's see, his attempt is a 1. Nothing happening. Infield now halfway for the double play for Jay Johnstone. Billingham, 1-6. Range play again. Johnstone, 1-1. Star 6 is a ground ball to short. The range of Concepcion is a 4, but since they are halfway, his range drops to a 3. So 1-3, he'll get a chance to make this play. And he does. So now it's a chance of a double play. Check the double play chances. 2, 0, 3. Pivot Morgan. And Morgan's, well, sorry, pivot is Flynn now, not Morgan. It's a 0. So 1-3, and we got a double play. And it's not going to be a double play. It's a 4. They get the force on Allen, but that's it. It's going to go 6-4, fielder's choice. But no chance to get Johnstone. So Johnstone is the runner now with 2 outs. The infield is now back. And Gary Maddox is your batter. Johnstone's attempt is a 1. That's a 20, so 1 for a balk, 2 for a pickoff. That's 10, nothing happening. He got back. Billingham to Maddox, 2-5. Wild pitch, 2. That will be a wild pitch. So Johnstone will take second base on the wild pitch. And he is the tying run. So the tying run is in scoring position after the wild pitch. 20 again, so 1 a balk, 2 a pickoff. Nothing happening. Billingham 4-4, possible error on the throw. Here's Maddox. 6-1, ground ball to second. Error on a throw chance. The new second baseman, Doug Flynn, however, cannot make an error. He had 0 error rating. So he will make the play, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. 6 innings complete from the vet. It's still 2-1 in favor of the Reds. And now for the Phillies, they will go to the bullpen, and they will bring on a left-hander. And it will be Joe Horner. Joe Horner, the lefty, is on. He's going to pitch just the 1 inning because he comes up to bat second next inning. But no double switches. He's only there to pitch the 1 inning. He's got a batter fatigue of 4, so he's only going to go 1 inning. That's all they hope for, is the 1 inning. And he's going to be facing lefties Griffey, Geronimo, and Billingham. Now, Billingham might get pinch hit for. Let's see. He can face 27 batters. He has faced 25. So he's right there at the threshold. You know how Sparky he is with Captain Hook. So very likely could be a pinch hitter for Billingham. First things first, though, it is Ken Griffey against Horner. 5-6. That's a strikeout chance. 15 too much. Griffey, 4-6. Against a lefty, that's a ground ball to third. So had a righty been in there, that would have been a base hit. But against the lefty, it's handled by Schmidt. 1 out for Geronimo. And looking at the Cincinnati bench, Merv Retman has picked up a bat to hit for the Reds. 4-6, ball 1 on the wild pitch. 3-6, and that is a strikeout chance to a lefty. That's a 9, so he struck him out. 2 down. And now with 2 outs and the bases empty, do you burn Retman, who's one of your better pinch hitters? You may want to go, well, he's only hitting 239, he ain't that great. Actually, none of their pitchers are very good except for the lefties. Dreesen, 281. They're going to go and use Retman, I guess. I think that's what Sparky would do, given the situation. So Retman's coming on to pinch hit for Billingham. That's all for Billingham. He leaves with the chance to gain the victory if the bullpen can hold it. And Clay Carroll will come in and pitch the bottom of the 7th for the Reds. Horner, 4-2, and that's a home run question mark against the right-hander. It's a 1-19, that passes, so Retman can hit a home run on a 4 or less. No, it's an 11, so he cannot hit a home run, but he's not out yet. He gets the swing. 4-4, and unfortunately, he's got the backward split here. A double against the righty, but only a fly out to center against the lefty. So Retman flies out to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Reds here in the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 7th inning stretch time. And I'm going to stand and stretch just a bit as well as we get our bullpens and everything all set up. Joe Horner's day is done as he's coming up to bat second, at least scheduled to bat second. But coming in for the Reds, it'll be Clay Carroll. So we will have Clay Carroll. And then pinch hitting for the Phillies, let's see, it's going to be Oates, then followed by a pinch hitter. And is that pinch hitter Tim McCarver? Looks like he's the best guy available, so it will be Tim McCarver. So McCarver will pinch hit after Oates. So it'll be Oates, McCarver, and Cash due up for the Phillies. In the bottom of the 7th, Clay Carroll is on. Billingham went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits and a run. And let's see, he walked 3. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Struck out 6. So the final line on Billingham, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. And he's in line to get the victory if the bullpen does not relinquish the lead. So we got Oates, McCarver, and Cash. And then the top of the 8th, it'll be the top of the order for the Reds. So it looks like Gene Garber is going to pitch the top of the 8th for the Phillies. He will be the new pitcher for the Phillies. But right now, Johnny Oates is going to hit for the Phillies. In fact, I never did stand up and stretch, so let me do that. Check the focus and all that good stuff. Looks like everything is copacetic. And let's get going. Carroll, 4-2. Ball 1 on a wild pitch. 5-5, and that's the ballpark card. Going to Veterans Stadium for Johnny Oates. 4-3, and for the first time we don't have a rare play. It's just a ground ball to Perez at first. For out number 1, and now that's going to bring up the pinch hitter, Tim McCarver. 288 hitter in 80 at-bats. Carroll, 5-6, not tired, so no single there. McCarver, 6-5, fly to center. Geronimo puts it away, 2 down. McCarver is out of there. And that'll bring up Dave Cash. Carroll to Cash, 6-6, strikeout chance, but 20 is too much. Go to Cash, 2-3, single to center field for Dave Cash, so he keeps the inning going on a 2-out single, and his attempt is a 1. Needs a 1 to get a jump. Can't do it, so he will hold, and Larry Bowa the batter. Carroll, 2-3, range play. Go to Bowa. 4-6. That's a star 6. It's a ground ball to third. That's Pete Rose. His range is only a 1. So not likely to get this. And he does not. It's a single. So let's see. S5. S5. To get from first to third, you need a 6. Cash is only a 3 with 2 outs. He's a 4, so he's got to hold. So runners are now at first and second with 2 outs for Mike Schmidt. So Carroll got the first 2 outs with no issues, but now consecutive base hits, and really there's no strategy to do anything as far as stealing, and there's no balks or pickoffs, so no strategy roll needed. Carroll to Schmidt. 1-5, strikeout chance, 8 got him. That's going to end the inning. Clay Carroll strikes out Mike Schmidt to end the inning. That's a hat trick for Schmidt. He struck out 3 times. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. 7 innings are in the books here in Philly. It's still 2-1, nip and tuck here at the Vet. Coming in for the Phillies to pitch will be right-hander Gene Garber. And he'll be facing the top of the order in Rose, Flynn, and Bench. So Gene Garber, 4th pitcher used by the Phillies, who are trying to keep the score at 2-1 as best they can. Rose is 0 for 3. Could say he's due. 6-6. That is a home run chance against a righty, but he's a switch batting left, so it's a blank. Go to Rose. 6-6, double to center field. I say he was due. Double to center for Pete Rose to start the 8th inning. Not what Garber wanted. Rose getting some redemption for what's going to happen to him in 3 years, where Garber stops his hitting streak in 1978 when Garber was with the Braves. All right, strategy roll, not really needed. So Garber to Flynn, 2-6. That's a blank. We're going to go to Flynn. 6-2, ground ball to second. That'll get the run over. Boy, Flynn just did the job. I mean, that's textbook baseball right there by Mr. Flynn. Getting the runner over, and that's going to force the infield to come in. They have no choice but to play in with 1 out and a 3rd run to take a 2-run lead at third base. They can't afford to have that happen. So Johnny Bench is your batter. You could walk Bench and pitch to Perez for a double play chance. But Garber's a -1 for a double play. So it's going to pitch to Bench with the infield in. See what happens. 6-1 strikeout chance. He got him. So that's a big strikeout there. That puts the infield back to normal for Perez. You can't walk Perez because Foster's right behind him, and he's probably more dangerous, so, or just as dangerous. So Garber to Perez, 1-3, range play. The infield is back, so everybody's back at the normal depth. Perez, 1-2. That is against a right-hander is a single pass short, but it's a range play for Bowa. Larry Bowa's range is only a 2, though, so anything higher than 2. That's going to get through for a base hit. It does. It's a base hit for Tony Perez. He sneaks it past Larry Bowa on the AstroTurf. And the Reds get an all-important insurance run. Takes a 3-1 lead. And here comes George Foster. Garber, 2-2, blank. We go to Foster's card. 6-6, it's a fly to left to end the inning. But the Reds pick up an insurance run and lead it 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. For the Reds, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Bottom of the 8th we go. Coming up for the Phillies, it's Luzinski, Allen, and Johnstone. And that's all for Garber. Carroll back in. Carroll faced 5 batters. He can face 8, so he's still okay. However, they do have action in the bullpen. Will McEnany, a lefty, and Pedro Bourbon, the righty, are both loosening. Carroll to Luzinski. 4-6 is a blank. We go to Luzinski. 6-3, single to left field for Greg Luzinski. He will single. And that'll bring up Dick Allen. Oh, infield is halfway. Carroll, 1-2, walk chance, 14. Will walk him. So all of a sudden, the first 2 are on. And Jay Johnstone is your batter. And Carroll is going to be lifted. Sparky didn't like what he saw, so he's going to bring on Will McEnany, the lefty, to pitch to the lefty Johnstone. But I think the Phillies are going to counter with a righty of their own. And that's going to be downtown Ollie Brown. So downtown Ollie Brown will be your pinch hitter as McEnany is coming in for Carroll. But then downtown Ollie Brown will pinch hit. So the wheel's turning in both dugouts. It will be downtown Ollie Brown. Bourbon still loosening in the Red bullpen. Nobody out. 3-1. Tying runs are on the bases with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. McEnany with the pitch to Ollie Brown. 2-1. Possible error. 1-1. Single to center field. That's a 9 there. I don't think there's going to be an error. It is not, but it is going to be a single. Question is, can Luzinski score? He's a 2. And a single to center on Philadelphia, you gain on Cincinnati rather, you gain 1, makes him a 3. So 1-3, he'll score. Whoops. 2, he does score. So Luzinski scores to cut the lead to 3-2. RBI single for downtown Ollie Brown. Dick Allen was a 3. To go from first to third on the center, it's a -2, drops into a 1, so he did not get a chance to move up. But things are happening. Here's Gary Maddox. McEnany trying to get out of this. 3-5, strikeout chance 11, too high. Go to Maddox. 6-4, and that's a fly to left field for out number 1. And Allen has no chance to move up. So he will stand pat. Johnny Oates is going to be called back. And they will bring in a pinch hitter. And that pinch hitter is going to be Bob Boone, and he will take over as catcher. So Bob Boone will take over as the catcher for Johnny Oates. And he'll have to catch the rest of the game because they've already used McCarver as a pinch hitter. And Jerry Martin has picked up a bat to hit behind Boone. But first things first, Booney is in to pinch hit against McEnany. 2-3, strikeout chance 9 is too high. We go to Booney. 6-1, star 5. That's a ground ball to third. Possible double play, but we have to see how the ball was hit. When there's runners on first and second, the ground ball to third, you roll 1d6. If it's 1-2, it's toward the line. 3-4, it's right at him. 5-6 is in the hole. It's a 4, so it's right at him. So it says here, choice of force only at third or try for the double play. They're going to try for the double play because Booney's a good double play candidate right here. So he's a 3, halfway makes him a 4. The pivot is a 0. So 1 to 4, we got a double play. And we do. So it's a double play. Dick Allen will go to third, but the other runners, actually that ends the inning. Double play ends the inning, my bad. Double play ends the inning. That's going to go 5 to 4 to 3, and Bob Boone hits into that double play. So for the Phillies, they get 1 run, but that's all on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. So we go to the 9th. It is 3 to 2, favor of the Cincinnati Reds. As Will McEnany did the job, he will leave, and Raleigh Eastwick will be coming in the 9th to try to close it down for the Cincinnati Reds. For the Phillies, actually, they could stick with Garver if they wished. Let's see, because he's scheduled to lead off next inning. He's faced 5 batters. He could face 6. So I think they may stick with him initially. Let's see how they want to play this. We will see how they wish to play it. Concepcion is your leadoff man, and then following him is Griffey and Geronimo, the lefties. So, you know what? They're not gonna mess around. They're gonna go straight to Tug McGraw, but there will be a double switch, I do believe. Will be no downtown. Ollie Brown is your new right fielder for Johnstone. So we do know that much. Ollie Brown took over for Johnstone. Now, who could they do a double switch with? Let's see. Pitcher spot is coming up. They could do for Dick Allen maybe. Put another first baseman in there. Tommy Hutton. That's what they're going to do. They're going to bring in Tommy Hutton. So Tommy Hutton will play first base and bat 9th, which means he will lead off in the bottom of the 9th. The pitcher spot now goes here at first base. So Tommy Hutton will be the new first baseman. Dick Allen has been removed from the game, and it's an upgrade defensively. Dick Allen was a 3.14. Hutton's a 5 and a 4, so much better defense. And Tug McGraw in there. They got Twitchell and Hilgendorf still left in the pen. 5th pitcher used by the Phillies. It's going to be Concepcion, Griffey, and Geronimo if anybody gets on a pinch hitter for McEnany. So Concepcion now will face Tug McGraw. 1-5, strikeout chance 5. Got him because the stadium adds the 3, so that's a strikeout. Concepcion is gone. 1 down. And I don't know what kind of construction is going on down the street, but you may be able to hear it on the video. I don't know if you hear some kind of machinery in the background. That's what it is. I can't really see from here what it is, but I can hear it. All right, so Griffey. McGraw to McGriffey, 5-6, ball 1 on a wild pitch. 2-4, and that is a blank, so we go to Griffey. 3-6, that's a fly to center. Maddox puts it away, 2 down. And that brings up Geronimo. Picking up a bat to hit for the Reds would be Ed Armbruster, but Geronimo's got to reach first. McGraw, 4-5. That is a strikeout chance. 15, not going to get him. That's an 11 plus the 3 is a 14, but the 15 misses. So Geronimo will swing it. 2-6, he grounds it right back to McGraw to end the inning. So 1-2-3 inning for Tug McGraw. And we go to the bottom of the 9th, rather. Score still 3-2 Reds. Raleigh Eastwick coming on to try to close the deal. For the Phillies, they will have Tom Hutton, who came in on the double switch. He will lead off. And then we'll have Cash and Boa. So Hutton, Cash, and Boa are your scheduled hitters. Now, do the Reds want to make a defensive change at third base because Rose is questionable at best with a 1 range. So let's see if they want to move maybe Daryl Cheney there. Cheney's only a 2. Flynn's a 3. All right, so they're going to make some defensive changes here. The Reds are going to move Flynn to third base. And coming in at second base will be Cheney. And Rose is out of there. All right. So Flynn moves to third, Cheney at second. Reason is Cheney's a 3-7 at third base, whereas Cheney's a 2-9, but at second base, Cheney's still a 5-0. So that's the reason why they're doing that. It's exactly the reason why they're doing that. Rose doesn't like it, but they're telling him you got to be a team player. So, all right, so Eastwick is on. Raleigh Witches of Eastwick try to close the deal. 3-2 game. Pivotal game 3 of this series. Hutton, the new first baseman that came in on the double switch, will lead off. That is a 4-6. And that is a walk plus to a lefty. So Hutton will draw the leadoff walk. Not what you want if you're Sparky. You don't want your ace reliever to go walking guys, but that's exactly what happens. Here comes Cash. Strategy rolls are on, but he's a 2 with a -2 hold, so no need to roll that now. Infield is halfway. Eastwick, 4-4. Strikeout chance 4 is going to get him. He's a 3, but the stadium adds 3, makes it a 6, so he will strike him out. Cash was not a good bunter, so he's only a 1 bunter, so they thought about maybe doing that, but the strategy roll never came before it either, so 1 away for Larry Boa. Eastwick, 1-4. Switch hitter batting left is a blank. Boa, 2-4. 2-4 is a single past the pitcher. To get from first to third on a S1, you need a 4 or better. Hutton's only a 3, so he has to stop at second base. But now the tying and winning runs are on the bases for the Phillies for Mike Schmidt and Greg Luzinski coming up. So Sparky chewing on those nails. Eastwick 2-4. 2-4 is a straight up home run. That's a 10. Schmidt's a 20. It is long and it is gone. Mike Schmidt, after striking out 3 times in the game, hits a walk-off 3-run homer to give the Phillies a 5-3 win and just totally shocked the Reds to their core. And the Phillies are all mobbing Mike Schmidt at the plate. Unbelievable. Mike Schmidt, a 3-run homer, wins the game and turns the series around. Instead of the Reds being up 2-1, it is now the Phillies up 2-1. The Reds are in trouble. They're down 2-1. They don't have Joe Morgan the rest of the series. And they could be really hurting. And Sparky is not happy, I can tell you that. Be right back with the totals right after this. All right, we are back here at the Vet. Party still going on here in Philly. Final line score for the Phillies, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. For the Reds, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher was Tug McGraw. Losing pitcher was, unfortunately for the Reds, Raleigh Eastwick, giving up that 3-run homer to Mike Schmidt to walk it off. Very reminiscent of the walk-off 3-run homer that Johnny Bench hit in Game 1. So 2 out of 3 games have been won in the last at-bat on walk-off homers. So kind of interesting there. But again, the Reds have the challenge. They're down 2-1. They're on the road, and they don't have Joe Morgan. So backs against the wall, to say the least. But that's why you play the game. Game 4, Fred Norman could come out, and they're going to need a big outing out of Fred Norman. Because if you get to Game 5 and they have Don Gullett, they feel pretty good. But you got to get there first. So Fred Norman will be on the mound for the Reds against Dick Roosman for the Phillies. And Sparky thought about bringing Gullett on short rest, but I think they're going to just go with Fred Norman and hope for the best. They got some bullpen guys. They got plenty of guys in the bullpen that are rested. Bourbon, Darcy, and Kirby are all rested. And really, Eastwick only threw a couple pitches, so he's definitely rested as well. Most of them are rested. I don't think anybody overworked themselves in the bullpen, so I think mostly everybody is available for Game 4. But Mike Schmidt, the man of the hour, that 3-run homer off of Raleigh Eastwick that did it. And the Phillies take a 2-1 lead in the series. Next video on the channel will be Game 3 of the American League Championship Series between the Yankees and the Royals. This one shifts to Kansas City, but the Royals' backs are against the wall, and they need to win that game. It's going to be Dennis Leonard against Doc Medich, but they trail 2-0. They're on the brink of elimination, and they need a big outing from Dennis Leonard, and they're hoping they can take it to Doc Medich and try to get back in that series. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch, where a game is almost never over, and that's just the way the game plays. Fun game. May not be the most statistically accurate game in the world compared to other games, but I think it's pretty accurate in its own right. But it's a fun game to play, and so that's going to do it from here. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.